doing the beginning announcement, so you're still in time.
Perfect. Sorry, guys. Got stuck in a game of League.
No worries. I let them.
Thanks to you. I'm just kidding.
It was a TPK without you. Anyways, so Tyr is quite pleased with your work. You've brought back 4 strong souls to the Tantalium. You have brought back Kalia, the child who was leading the goblins and attacking the Sleepy Knights orphanage. You've brought back Bloink Tooth Stealer, a goblin who who discovered how to read, and as such was exiled from his clan and literally digests books. And you brought back, during your assault on the orphanage, Richard, the teenager who was working with the slavers, and Mother Margaret, the head of the orphanage who had allowed the slavers to be taking children. Margaret have been placed inside of a dungeon that Frederick has created in the Tantalium. You guys have, as always, your, just hanging out in the Tantalium right now, so you have time to interact with each other. You have time to visit some NPCs if you'd like. And, oh, yes! There is a new member of the Tantalium as well. Martin, would you like to describe the new character you're playing tonight, since your ecstasy is feeling a little low morale from the previous session?
There's a young woman with chainmail armor, and she's got kind of short white hair and golden eyes, and she's wearing finely tailored clothes of nondescript description, because I don't know exactly what she looks like yet. But she's got this kind of almost anti. She looks very confused, I'll tell you that.
Tyr has given you a fill-in for your goal of saving the dimension that you guys have come from, Martin.
Yes,
Martin, can you do me a favor and change your name on the Roll20 to the character you're playing right now? Just this way.
That's right. My bad.
Thank you.
There's gonna be like ecstasy. I like your disguise.
You look beautiful. But yes, he's explained your overarching goal, as always, is to collect strong souls and bring them into your pocket dimensions. So this way, eventually, you can bring them back to your home world in order to get gods from other dimensions to intervene and save your world from the apocalypse. And Tyr also explained that he is the god of laziness, and, well, yes, you can clearly tell he is. If you asked his motivation for why he wants to save your dimension, he explains that you guys make the best grilled cheese sandwiches in the multiverse. And he doesn't want to have to start going over to that weird dimension where everyone has, hands in place of their feet.
I'm at this point, she would have, argued against how that is amoral, or that is not nice, or something like that. But she's already gone over that with him, so she's still really confused about the situation.
Yep. So yeah, if you guys want to interact with a new character and the NPCs, feel free. You have your normal about half hour or so, and then we'll get into Tyr's briefing for tonight's mission. Or you can just tell me when you guys are done interacting, and we'll start the briefing a little early.
She does come up. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Someone had a giant toe. She comes up to Rinder.
Oh God.
Rinder, you're gonna get laid.
And she's holding up her hand in front of a chest, and she goes, "Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You wouldn't have happened to have met a man named Xarxius, right?
Serious?
Xarxius. No, not Zarus.
Varys perks up his head.
What? Nobody looks for me.
This is the name she's asking for.
I don't know. That looks a lot like this.
Right, but that's the name she's asking you.
Oh, that name doesn't sound familiar to me.
Oh, I see. I suppose that means that he hasn't made it in. She looks not let down. She not disappointed. She looks kind of sad, but also relieved. Well, I suppose that's just the way it is then. Hi, my name is Vajjya. I am
Bloink perks his head up from behind the bookcase that he was and goes, "Vagina!"
Bloink, no.
Bloink, yes! And he
her pale skin goes incredibly red. Equal parts of embarrassment and anger. What? How dare you?
Feel free to hit him.
I am the first daughter of Lord Citro of someplace. I don't know cities in our world.
Feel free to make one up.
I'll make it up later. I don't know yet.
No worries.
How dare you? I am a noble. You should be treating me with respect.
Bloink just kind of peeks out from behind the bookcase again, as the goblin with the the branded writing all over his body says, "I mean, it's your fault for having the name Vagina." And he ducks back behind the bookcase, and you can hear as you're assuming he's continuing to eat the books in the Tantalium.
Oh, no.
She's going to write him off as just being a goblin, so he has no manners.
This is true.
Write him off. Get it right.
Yep.
Topical.
Hell yeah.
Is anybody else doing anything, by the way?
Rubbing out the soreness in his bruises that he's covered in.
Oh, by the way, she has the religion symbol of Ulfring.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Ulfring for the win!
More.
Zarus, hearing the word Ulfring, and that being his, main, religion boner, it gets whiplash from tilting his head so quickly.
Whoa!
There's an audible crack. He does. So.
As I go back to rubbing my bruises, because I'm covered in bruises from my paladin training. I want to go talk to Jenkins.
Jenkins? All right, you knock on Jenkins' door to his room in the Tantalium, which, by the way, I'm assuming, Martin, that Vajjya has created, right?
No, she hasn't created anything
Yes, bruises from training.
Anyways, and Jenkins opens the door, and you get a glimpse of the room that he imagined himself here is nice and warm and comfortable, and there's a nice couch And he kind of steps out of his room and closes the door and says, "Oh, Zarus, sir, how can I help you today?" And he does like a little half salute.
Oh, no need for the formalities, Jenkins.
Wow, you went full regal there. No need for the formalities.
Sorry, sir. Sometimes I forget that you and I were the same rank in back in Meridana, but old habits die hard, I suppose. And he kind of laughs. Besides, you, with Blackren's hammer on your back, you look the picture of authority.
Oh, I don't mean to. Sorry.
The two of you stand there awkwardly for a second.
I was kind of like, if you ever wanted to do some sparring, we could. How have you been holding up? We've been going out and checking the world out, and haven't really been around to check on you.
I've been fine. You know, the Tantalium's nice enough. The food here is a little bland, of course, because, you know, the usual thing of we're not actually able to imagine in the ingredients, so everything tastes like cardboard. However, Frederick's been spreading a rumor around that maybe your next mission you'll be getting a cook, which means that perhaps the food quality here will increase a lot.
That'd probably be really good. I hope the rumor's true.
As do I. Frederick's not someone to lie about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Mark, you were saying
when-
something?
when you say that the food gets better, Vajjya says, "What do you mean the food gets better? What's wrong with the food?"
Imagine a cherry pie.
He imagines a
As-
cherry pie.
As you say cherry pie, a cherry pie appears in your hand, Rinder, and as you imagine your cherry pie, one appears in Vajja's hand. And yes, a cherry pie.
And she
My
sees
cherry pie.
she has this cherry pie in her hand, and she goes, "It looks delicious." She takes a bite out of it, and she goes,
It's wet, bland, hard tasting.
her it's not even bland for her. She imagined the cherry pie tasting like how she would make it. So like all the stuff that she thought you would put in it. So she thought of like mustard and
What?
ketchup. There's like pepper, salt, like a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't put in cherry pies, and that's what it tastes like. What is this? What is this?
Exactly.
But yeah.
Is this not how you make cherry pie?
Yeah.
Jenkins says that's sort of why we need a cook around.
Yeah.
So it turns out everyone here is pretty bad at imagining kinds of food.
Mhm. But yeah, Jenkins. If you ever want to talk more, maybe spar, maybe hear about Ulfbring, our Lord and Savior.
I'd love to. You really showed, you know, what kind of stuff that Ulfring was made out of when you fought to save us all in the height of hope.
Yeah, I've actually been. My hammer isn't just a hammer anymore. Apparently, Lord Blackren's now kind of the hammer.
Jenkins raises an eyebrow at that and says, "You know, sir, if you're ever feeling stressed or anything, you can come and talk to me too, you know."
But
Thanks.
Vajjya goes,
Roll me an insight there, Zarus.
God damn
Blackren
it!
is Blackren is in the hammer?
Blackren's in the hammer.
Blackren's on the hammer.
Martin, your character very clearly knows Lord Blackrend, being that he was a very high-ranking
Nope.
paladin of religion. Yeah, you have no idea why Jenkins seems to be raising his eyebrows at you.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
Wouldn't so technically would this kind of constitute in some way as a roundabout necromancy thing?
No,
Like
not at all.
No, but in her mind, like if there's a ghost living
No,
inside the
paladin.
hammer.
This is actually something normal that happens with paladins. You're more likely to believe Zarus than anyone else. Paladin weapons normally have a divine spirit bonded to them. it's not hard to believe that upon Lord Blackrend's death, he became a divine spirit and ended up bonded to his own hammer thanks to Zarus' magical energies. Being that Zarus is a warlock, it's not that is your kind of train of thought on that one. In any event, Jenkins goes, Zarus, is the hammer speaking to you right now?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Jenkins.
Anything, sir.
I'll talk to you later, Jenkins. I think it's almost time to start getting ready.
Goodbye, sir. Is Tal? I haven't heard anything from Yao Jing yet. Is she doing anything?
She's just in her room trying to make more cherry pie and it's not working.
You actually have to keep enlarging your room because of how much you're thinking of cherry pie. So cherry pies are now...
Your whole room's a cherry pie.
Your whole room is now being filled with cherry pies because you see a cherry pie and you go, God damn it, cherry pie, and then another one appears.
Joke's on you, my room is a cherry pie. I'm just kidding.
You're sitting inside a cherry pie on a cherry pie. You're like, damn it.
You imagine yourself as a cherry pie. You imagine an orc holding a pie. No, just kidding. We're not getting into that. Rinder, are you doing anything?
No.
Okay, so no one's gonna visit Richard or Mother Margaret?
Fuck them. I don't even know what happened. Guys, tell me what happened. Where's Ecstasy? He'll tell me what happened. Okay.
We assaulted the orphanage place, and we essentially brought back Richard and Miss Margaret.
I thought
Because,
you guys were gonna kill them.
Yes, well, Tyr intervened and said they had strong souls, so brought 'em
I
back
probably
instead.
would have intervened too. Maybe. Probably. You know,
All right.
protect people.
So, guys, you all get that feeling in your bones now that Tyr is summoning you.
Ugh.
And I'm guessing you all go to the briefing room.
Yeah.
As always, the god of laziness, as fat and large as he is, lounging on his chemise, well, just dribbling a goblet of wine into his mouth before going "Ugh," and spitting it onto the white floor of the pure white room. And he says, I tire of eating bland food with cardboard-like spices, which is why I'll be sending you to Torque's Kitchen. It's a small town in the larger country of... Frederick, what was the country's name? Frederick snaps to attention and says, Yao Lung, sir. Yao Lung, yes, yes. In any event, he'll be going to Torque's Kitchen and acquiring a cook. The nation is very particular about its foods and holds a competition every year to decide who will become the new king. The winner of a cooking competition ends up gaining the title. Normally, there'll be one cook who wins it several years in a row until the point that cooking tastes and styles have evolved enough where there's a newcomer who's able to shake up the competition. Currently, the king of the nation is a half-orc named Torque. I'll be sending you into this competition, and in the competition, chefs who all have strong souls and would fit the bill. Obviously, you won't be able to bring all of them. However, I will allow you to align with anyone that you choose, and I'd like you to convince them to come to the Tantalium. However you see that fit, be it helping them win the kingship and then convincing them to come here, by sabotaging them so they lose and they have no other choice but to come to the Tantalium, or by simply supporting another apart from the one that you have openly sided with. It matters not to me. Your methods, as always, are your own. The other cooks, well, I tire of speaking. Frederick can finish the briefing. Frederick kind of turns to you all and says, I've collected a lot of information on this nation before you all go, so you can make an informed decision on which cooks you'd like to align with. Firstly is the king of the nation, who has won the competition the last 10 years running. The half-orc Torque. He runs the restaurant Torque's Kitchen, and it specializes in steaks and meat-based food, but otherwise has a very, very wide palate. Next up is an elf known as Emmanuel, who runs a restaurant called the Upper Crust that prides itself in delicacies and rare foods fit for nobles. The third cook is a race unique to that world called Badgermane, which is essentially a man-shaped badger. His name is Kestel, and he runs the kitchen, the Tenacious Badger. They specialize in shock-style foods that most people wouldn't expect would be tasty, but turn out to be. Things like a cow's tongue, bull's testicle, chocolate-covered crickets, and such. The next cook is Takahata Dori, who runs the kitchen Honorable Tastes, which has their country's southern influence. Mostly rices and noodles. And the last one is a gnome named Chunky Charlie, who runs itself in extremely quickly prepared foods of dubious source and nature. You don't need to align yourself with one now, and you can go and meet them all before choosing. Either way, do you have any questions before we send you out?
Vajjya raises a hand.
Yes, Vajjya.
Hang on, wait. I thought we were trying to save our world. Doesn't that include, fighting off hordes of evil, or defending the defenseless, or overthrowing the tyrants? What? Are you seriously expecting us to enter a cooking competition?
Tyr kind of lazily waves his hand, and then mid-motion it kind of just drops down to his side and says, all in good time. Sometimes you fight evil hordes, sometimes you bring a cook back to the Tantalium, so this way we don't all starve to death.
So, how is her name pronounced?
Vajjya.
Vajjya?
Yeah.
So, Vajjya, obviously one of these cooks is going to have a strong soul. There's a god somewhere of probably cuisine that we can interest in bringing them to our world. So by acquiring this strong-souled cook, we bring another god's interest to our world, which will allow us to take back our world.
Tyr goes,
yeah,
what he said.
She doesn't respond. She's kind of muttering something.
In any event, are you all prepared?
Yes.
All right. The door is set, and you all turn and you exit through the large double doors into the outskirts of a town. And you each pull out the map that you've been given. By the way, Vajjya, you have been given a pair of the finger jewels that allow you to calm.
I was gonna say that she tripped over the box that she got them in, and then what's this? And then and then was told put these on. Oh, okay.
You guys open up your maps to the town. You'll see that as you guys arrive in the
fucking huge. What the fuck?
You arrive in the center square of the town. You're not listening to me. You arrive
Come
at
on,
the
Will,
square
what
of
the
the
fuck?
town, and the maps that you guys have been given show where each restaurant is located for the 5 cooks that Tyr has pointed out to you all. I'm not going to put you guys on the map. You can just tell me where you're going, and then I'll put you guys on the map.
Let's go to Torg's kitchen.
One
Woo!
of those tiny houses. I'm just
Let's start with Torque.
All right. So everyone's going to Torx?
yeah.
Yeah, let's all start at the same place.
Okay, hold on one moment. I'm dragging your... I don't know why it made you small. You were supposed to come out big, but whatever.
Why is ecstasy there?
Oh yeah, right, he's not playing. No, shit, I don't have a token for you yet, Martin.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, hang on.
Ecstasy, come back.
The disguise drops.
I need you.
We'll just use Zarus as the big token while I pick one for Martin in the background. So Zarus, you're representing the party right now.
Hell yeah, I am.
You guys enter through the main doors of Torque's kitchen, where you can see that there's a kind of a patio porch that you guys can also dine on if you wanted, and you see that there's actually quite a few people in here eating. And as you open the doors, the restaurant's packed. And there's what looks like a very, very haggard maitre d'. Maitre d'? I never know how to pronounce that word, but you know what I mean. The guy who like checks people into the restaurant.
Maitre d'.
Maitre d', thank you. And he is he looks very overworked right now. Martin, I'm just going to use that token for your character right now. Okay?
Okay, that's fine.
That one on that there? Cool. What's your max HP?
Give me a moment. I think it's 12.
You know we can just set our own max HP.
Yeah.
I'm doing it so I can set a default tokens. That's why I can just pull you in all the time. And you're
12,
a human,
yes.
right? No, you're an Asimar, so that's dark vision, right?
Yes.
Oh my
63.
god, she's an awesome
Okay. There you go, Martin.
Wait till you join Godmaker. Like 50.
No, well, I mean, like, I'm a tiefling right now, and she's legitimately my opposite.
So, you guys go in, and the maitre d' looks very, very busy right now. Looks like there's a long wait to get a seat at the restaurant.
Should
Are
we
you gonna
just
like
come
sit
back
down and wait
later?
for maitre d', or what are you guys gonna?
Oh, Vajjya waltzes straight up in front of the queue.
Oh, okay. So you just walk past the line.
I will
Yes.
not. I will wait in line.
And Vajjya says to the maitre d', "Excuse me, we are on a very important mission."
Yes, important missions can. Yes, important mission. Do you have a reservation?
Oh god.
No?
No. Well, then back of the line.
She looks heartbroken. As she goes back to the back of the line.
All right.
This is really not how we imagine things to be as a savior.
As you go to the back line, he says that the wait time is currently 3 hours.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Well, can we write our names down for now on the list, and then we can come back in a few hours?
Yes.
You can make a
Just
reservation.
leave your name with one of the assistants, and he gestures to a woman in a uniform, and she comes up and records all your guys' names.
Okay.
Okay, let's go somewhere else. I swear to God, if everybody is like this.
Yeah, Jing mutters as she leaves. All right, which
This is like fucking San Jose right now.
which kitchen are you guys going to next?
Let's go check out the weird guy, the chunky guy.
Chucky Charlie's? Charles?
Yeah.
Chunky
Okay,
Charles?
fine. Let's go to see the Chunky Charlie.
All right. One moment.
That moment when the Osmar's getting led by a tiefling.
Well,
So-
you can try to lead her, but she's gonna. If you try to go in front of her, she's gonna try to go in front of you. So we're gonna end up sprinting there eventually.
I mean, I've decided where we're going both times.
So, as you guys argue about who's going to be walking in front,
I don't
eventually
mind you. I let the lady walk in front.
you get to Chunky Charlie's, which looks to be some sort of like run-down diner. And as you push in through the doors, they kind of creak open, and one of the doors goes and just falls off its hinges. And you can see that the place is totally run down, a shithole. Like the floors don't look like they've been mopped in weeks. You can see what appears to be a woman giving birth in one of the corners.
Oh gosh, someone go help her.
However, you see that although they also have a big line, it's moving very quickly.
That timing. Perfect timing.
It's moving really, really fast, and it's moving.
I'm dying. 20 d10 damage right to my heart.
Okay.
All right, I'll wait.
Okay.
But as the rest of them calm down, I'm just gonna say that Vajjya tries to put the door back on its hinges.
You can try and put the door back on it. You manage to sort of prop it up against the hinges, and the woman behind the counter, like the small, she's a short human woman who seems to be chewing something, and she has a hat on that says Chunky Charlie's Eatery, CCE. I'm tasting it, is what it reads on the hat. And she is looking at you disinterestedly. It looks like it's your guys' turn in line already. People just started lining up behind you. It didn't matter if you guys were actually in line, they just started lining up behind you.
Oh, okay.
So there's no one else in front of you now, and you guys can speak to the cashier.
What's on the menu?
Well, we got Chunky Charlie's Chunky Burger. We got Chunky Mystery Chunks. And I don't know. What do you want?
I guess I'll.
What?
I guess I'll try.
What do you
chunky
recommend?
Mystery chunks.
Well, I don't know what I'd recommend. You want mystery chunks? All right. She bangs on the counter and like leans back. An order of mystery chunks. And you guys can see the kitchen sort of, and you see one very, very, very fat gnome appears to be the only cook back there, and he's wearing a like sort of like coat like thing that bulges out, and he looks lumpy as hell underneath this coat. And you see him moving through the kitchen very, very swiftly, and in under 10 seconds, a plate of like round balls of meat have been slid out to you. The tray looks dirty and disgusting, and the balls look greasy as hell.
Okay.
You're pretty sure. Roll me a perception.
I nearly rolled persuasion. I'm trying to persuade the food.
Right.
Oh shit! I don't have my sheet open.
Oh, never mind.
Hold
I don't
on.
see shit.
I need my tendies. It's okay.
Oh,
All right.
The best
Wow.
guys.
As you guys look, the balls are really lumpy and misshapen. They've been covered in some sort of weird sauce. You've been supplied a fork and a like the woman then slams down a huge mug of some sort of brown liquid
Oh.
beside your tray. And she says, "That'll be 5 copper, please."
Is this really according to
I'll drop a silver piece.
what?
Oh,
do you have water?
let me get your change, sir. And she holds out 95 copper to you.
I go, no, keep the change.
I'm not allowed to accept tips, sir. Company policy.
It's for the house.
Are you following regulations here?
The second you say the word regulation, everyone in the whole building freezes.
I get 99 copper back.
And yeah, she gives you 95 copper back. She isn't taking your tip.
Alright, I'm not trying to tip her. I was trying to give it to the establishment.
Yeah, she's not accepting it.
Okay.
And she the gnome cook leans over, pokes his head out of the kitchen and says, "Why? Are you one of the judges or the officers or something?"
No, I didn't have anything smaller on me, and it's always
Not
good.
you. Who said regulations?
Oh.
And roll me an insight.
Well, this is looking great, guys.
Rinder, from the way that the gnome is acting, you're 100% convinced that no, nothing is up to regulations, and the gnome knows it. And that's why he's worried. Rinder has a water?
Yes.
She just says, "It looks disgusting. How can you serve this?"
It's 5 copper. If you want something healthy, go to Honorable Tastes or Torque's Kitchen.
What about the other places?
He spits as you say the other places. And you realize that he spit likely on someone's food.
Oh.
Out.
That's the actual sauce.
Vajjya looks absolutely disgusted. We cannot let this man win. If he wins, the country will go under.
As you say that, he goes, sweetie. You do realize the kind of profit we turn here is absolutely ludicrous, right?
What?
It takes 1 copper to make that meal that your tiefling buddy is eating. Are you eating it?
I'm gonna sit down and start eating it.
It's pretty tasty, and it's really tasty, actually.
I just kind of look back at him like, it's actually really good, guys.
It takes 1 copper total to make that. 1 copper to pay the woman who served you. That means I'm making almost a quadruple my investment.
I like
for each meal served.
But won't people get sick?
Not my problem, sweetheart.
But how can you run a kingdom like that? She looks like she's about to cry.
Here, come try one of these, Vajjya. It's really good.
Never.
See, that's your problem. Too uptight. You should humble yourself.
Hey, Zarus, roll me a
There's
fort
a
save.
on me, right? What?
Zarus, roll me a fort save. A constitution save, sorry.
Oh god, no.
Again, Rinder orders the water.
Oh god.
Don't worry. You don't feel any different yet. Rinder, a water...
Yeah.
Water is handed to you. You can smell the water does not smell right. You don't even need a perception check.
Yeah.
It's cloudy too.
Vajjya goes out of the restaurant. She can't stand being in there.
He follows.
Leaves. Are you guys following? Are you guys following, or did you want to continue in this restaurant?
You can continue, just out of character.
I think we should move on, and I feel like we should check what each person's about first, and then make our decision later.
Sure.
All right, which one do you want to go to now, guys?
Well, I just want to point out that when people come out of the restaurant, they're gonna see Vajjya sitting on the ground with her knees up to her chest, kind of, what do you call it? Rocking back and forth.
The fetal position.
No, not fetal position, because she's not
rocking back and forth.
She's just rocking back and forth.
I kind of come out, I'll pat her on the shoulder and be like, Ulfring will provide for us.
Don't dirty his name by mentioning it in the presence of this house.
Alright, where are you guys going next?
Rinder just stares at the water.
Let's go to let's go to the Badger's place, the Badger Man.
Alright. So you guys are going to the Tenacious Badger?
Yep.
As you come into here, this is more like a smokehouse than anything. And out of the places you've been so far, it has the least amount of people sitting down and eating. There's no chairs or anything. Instead, there's furs laid out on the ground around fires with like little pots over them all. And as you come up, a badger mane, you don't know if this is the one you're looking or not, but they're roughly about 6 feet tall, covered in black and white fur. And the badger mane says, "Welcome to the Tenacious Badger. Are you dining with us today? How many are you?"
Four.
I know I had to count first.
There's 4 of us?
Four?
There's 4 of us.
All right, excellent. I'll prepare you a seat at one of the cook fires.
Sure.
Have you been here before?
No, it'll be the first time.
Well, the way that it works is you go up to the one of the stands, and she points, and as you guys see, you see that there's like a couple big chests filled with meats and other food, and you fill up your plate, you bring it back, and you cook it in the pot above the fire there, and then you all eat as a group.
Oh, sounds
Ooh,
interesting.
rustic.
Yes, here at the Tenacious Badger, we like to offer a more rustic wilderness feel. And you guys are led to one of the cook fires. It's
Zarus
like
kinda
I
looks
said.
around, he's like, I could have sworn.
Huh?
Zarus just kind of looks around, he's like, man, I miss ecstasy. All these new people.
Do you guys go up and grab some ingredients then?
Yeah.
All right. It looks like the majority of the ingredients are things like cow tongue, bull's testicle, hodag tail. They're all really weird. Like chocolate flavored crickets are on the dessert table. They're all really weird stuff.
Excuse me. Excuse me? Anyone?
It's a self-serve kind of system.
No. It's okay. She takes a look at the hodag tail and the cow tongue. And briefly blushes at the thought of the bull's testicle.
Zarus.
Then she takes the more normal pieces of meat.
You do your best to try and find some normal pieces of meat, and you manage to come off with some things that don't sound too terrifying. Like you come out with some like frog legs and shit like that.
Well, I'm fine with the tongue as well. It's just the testicles. It's not. Let's not.
Yeah, you get some of the more normal pieces of meat, and you return to the cook fire. Is everyone else doing the same?
No, I'll try the not so normal stuff.
All right, Zarus goes straight for the bull's testicles.
And tongue and tail or whatever.
All right, Rinder and Yao Jing, are you guys getting anything? Yao Jing, probably actually pretty normal for what you used to eat.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you guys so weirded out?
Yeah, Yao Jing, this actually makes you feel a little like home.
On a pirate ship.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, on a pirate ship, like, you eat what you can get. As well as in the monastery, yes, the same. As an elf, like, normally elves they eat different food, but the kind of, like, life you've lived is different from your standard elf. So yeah, you guys all sit down and you enjoy your meal. It's actually, like, pretty decent. I need you guys to all roll me, survival checks to cook your food, though.
Oh, it's not gonna be good.
What if we're proficient with the cooking stuff?
If you're proficient with any cooking tools, you can use those instead.
I don't. I'm not. I'm just saying it as a thing.
Yep.
Oh
you guys,
no!
you guys are
Oh
proficient
dear!
with-
Oh shit!
Can I just cook for everybody or something?
Oh, thank God! Thank God!
People seem to be doing okay.
Rinder.
Rinder has a glass of water.
Actually,
Rinder has a
hey,
glass of
Dylan.
water.
Actually, now that I mention it, I'm gonna roll this as disadvantage
Okay.
Oh no.
because she doesn't have an. She put mustard in the cherry pie. She don't know how to cook at all. Nature. Oh, not nature. What the fuck? I meant.
You have a glass of water, and the water here is clean and actually looks really well filtered.
Okay, good.
Rinder, you don't want any food? I offer him a piece of food.
I'm fine.
Oh.
Anyways, you guys managed to cook your food mostly, and
Well, I rolled
except for Vajjya. Vajjya, you continue to be miserable as you eat your attempts at meat, and it's all pretty.
My food?
Oh well, shit.
Oh,
Rinder,
no.
what did you roll that
No.
for?
Rinder tries to cook the water.
Trying to
He
boil
burns
the
water.
He messes up the stuff
Rinder,
of other people.
As you stand up to take the lid off the pot, your armored knee accidentally knocks it. And since you guys are sitting in a circle around it, Rinder was sitting across from Zarus, and Zarus' boiling water is knocked into your lap. Roll me a reflex save to try and get out of the way.
Ah!
You managed to dodge most of the water, but you're still taking 1d a little bit of burn damage here.
Burn?
Yeah, burn. Oh, fire damage. Yeah, you're fine.
I'm just kind of like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Actually, fire damage though. It's just heat.
Oh, it's the same. It's heat damage.
Okay.
So yeah, you have
worth the
boiling
roll.
water spilt on you, but you're okay because tiefling.
I kind of try to. I guess
Oh no,
not touch the pot.
oysters.
I look at what Yao Ying cooked, and I go, that looks a lot more tasty than mine. Can I have some?
She looks
Please,
down
I've always had servants cook for me.
She looks down at it and then she puts them on the side and then gives them.
There's a badger running over to you guys too after that spill,
Yeah, I
and
can stand up and be like, oh my god, so sorry. Is there any way I can help?
what? You're wait. The badger goes, wait. You're not mad.
No.
You're not gonna sue?
No.
Oh, thank God, we can't afford another incident of a patron setting themselves on fire by mistake. And your meal is on the house. Everything is on us. My name is Kestel. I'm the head chef here. If you need anything, let me know. And the badger main turns around and starts walking away.
God damn it, no!
Okay. As Kestel says that, Vajjya shakes her head and she says, no, we should still pay for our food. You still went through the effort of gathering the ingredients.
I don't.
Hey, anyway.
Well, then just pay the receptionist on your way out. That's how we handle bills here.
Alright, thank you.
And Kestel heads back into the back room again. Are you guys gonna leave now then?
We might as well.
Yep.
All right.
Place.
It's been about 3 hours if you guys want to go back to Torque's kitchen.
Go to Torque's kitchen!
All right.
Wait, go to the receptionist.
Yep.
First.
It's 1 gold for each of you.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Rinder gives
Wow.
4 gold.
Zarus like waves everyone off. Is like, I'll pay for everyone, and puts down 4 gold.
Well, Vajjya wouldn't let you. Sorry, take one of those gold back.
Jing's gonna try and beat him first to pay for her own.
She's gonna beat him
Yeah, she's
up.
gonna beat him up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Rinder shrugs and stays back.
Wait, Rinder didn't even get anything. He had water.
It's still 4 gold for all of you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I wasn't questioning
It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. If you guys choose not to eat, that's your own problem. You got a boiled tiefling.
Alright, so. You know that thing when Asian females are like, I paid the bill.
Which one of you guys paying?
I'm paying.
Rinder's
I'm
still.
paying for myself.
I'm
Other
paying.
people want to pay, so.
So hold on. Vajjya pays 1 gold for herself. Zarus pays 4 gold, and then
What?
Yao
3
pays.
gold?
Yao Jing was gonna pay 1 gold for herself.
Okay.
And
I
she
mean,
wanted-
Zarus only pays for him and Rinder.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we've sorted that out. And then you guys go over to Torque's kitchen, and the maitre d', as he spots you all, says, "Oh, good. I was about to give up your spot. Come in, come in." And one of the assistants leads you to a nice table. The place is still packed. There's all sorts of different kind of foods, and you guys can order pretty much anything you can imagine. But it looks like the sheep's haunch is on sale right now.
I guess I'll try that.
I'll try some. I'll try that too.
Okay. Is anyone else? What are you getting, Rinder, or water?
We hear Rinder's stomach growl.
I didn't realize you were gonna come to me next. Sorry.
That's all right.
Trying to
I'll
turn
go
this
to Tal. Tal, are you ordering sheep's haunch?
Yeah.
All right, Rinder. Are you gonna have a water, buddy?
He's gonna have spiced water. Wow, Rinder's going crazy.
Somebody stop him.
He's that guy that when he goes abroad, at the hotel, he gets cornflakes instead
Rinder,
of.
you say something in Elvish to your server, and anyone else who speaks Elvish knows that he is ordering a common Elvish dish, and the server says back in Elvish to you, Rinder, ooh la la, someone knows how to speak the language, and she winks at you before heading off with all of your orders. Oh, he also ordered a water. And she, as you guys are waiting, Zarus, your stomach suddenly goes. And you suddenly feel your intestines do the equivalent of, you know, when you're really cold and your testicles kind of go up into your gut.
Yeah.
Your intestines are doing that.
Gross.
You need a bathroom.
I go to the
Pronto.
You need to find the bathroom first off. The layout of the restaurant seems to be a little confusing, and you don't know where one is.
I need the bathroom.
Do you say that out
Zarus
loud?
loudly proclaims to the table, I guess.
Rinder face down.
If you loudly proclaim that to the table, Vajja's gonna stand up and shout into the restaurant, "We need a bathroom! Quick! It's an emergency!"
One of the you hear one of the waitresses go, "Oh God, it's not again! He must have eaten a chunky Charles before coming here." And one of the waitresses grabs your hand, Zarus, and goes, "Up, up, up!"
Okay.
By our count, you have 30 seconds before you blow.
Go, go, go.
Oh, no.
And she runs you to like the corner of the building, and you see there's like a huge lineup for the bathroom that stretches almost to the door.
No.
And the waitress says, "Everybody move!" And the line like parts like water. And you manage to make it into the bathroom, nearly bowling over a small dwarvish man.
A Chunky Charlie alarm?
And the next 20 minutes of your life, Zarus, are absolute hell.
Is it worse than when Tyr put his mark on me?
It is a whirlwind of emotions in there. Let's just put it like that. I don't want to say the word shit tornado, but that's what it felt like.
Don't give
You
sci-fi
went
any
into the
ideas.
bathroom a boy, you're gonna come out a man.
Is that anything like a whirlwind of death?
You hear a bunch of like, you can the people nearest the bathroom. Your guys' table isn't near it, but Zarus, you're pretty sure they might have heard you crying. And when you come out, your food's there.
Okay.
But you have, and strangely, you're hungrier than before you went to Chunky Charles.
Okay. I sit down to my food.
The sheep haunch is really good. It's delicious, and it's served with like a side of vegetables. You are given a vegetarian dish. Of it, it leaves a little tingly taste in your mouth that's really pleasant. Once you guys are finished your food, the waitresses check in on you a few times as you're finishing your food, and when you guys are done, they come over almost immediately, clear your plates, and ask if you're ready for the bill.
Yes.
All right.
Wait.
They bring out the bill. It's 5 gold for each of you.
Oh, that's not that bad.
And yeah, it's a reasonable price. And each of you are given like a little hard candy.
I
Oh,
like this place.
Vajjya pays for herself.
All right, they don't rush you out, but you're very like you are made very aware that there are a ton of people waiting to be like seated.
Yeah.
All right, where are you guys gonna go next?
Now if we only met the guy.
Let's go Emmanuel's place.
All right, you guys are gonna go to the Upper Crust.
Yep. Ooh.
As you guys get to the door of the Upper Crust, there is a man outside standing in a very, very like well-trimmed suit, and he's got a little like curly mustache that doesn't meet in the middle. And he says, "Mesdames and messieurs, today the special of the house is eau de fromage. It is,
Water of cheese?
however, this is a tie and jacket establishment. If you would like, we have appropriate clothing for rent."
I mean, Vajja's clothes are already fine clothes, so it
Yes,
doesn't
you have fine clothing. Vajjya doesn't need to rent clothing.
How much is the rent?
Water of cheese, hey Rinder, your favorite.
It is 10 gold to rent one of the suits, and if any food is gotten upon it, it will be an additional 200 gold to buy the suit.
Oh wow.
Oh jeez.
I don't want to be here
I'm good.
anymore.
Very well. I doubt that someone who looks as common as yourself would be able to afford the fine meals in here.
Yeah, this guy's not winning. So back to Chunkies, right? Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's put Chunky Charlie and Emmanuel together. They would be a powerhouse.
Let's go to the honorable place. Because obviously.
Okay. You guys are going to Honorable Tastes?
Yes.
All right. The last restaurant that you have been to yet.
We didn't even bother with Emmanuel's place. We just went nope.
Go fuck yourself.
as you guys get to this restaurant, you can see that it's almost as big as Torque's, but doesn't have the second level of the porch on it. And as you come in, it's got a very different culture influence. Like the doors here slide instead of open. And it takes you guys a little bit of struggling with the door to realize that. And as you come in, there's a receptionist who leads you to a table. It's kind of like this big square-shaped table with a young woman who's in the center of the table, and she's cooking like rice and noodles, and you can see her flipping them and doing tricks as she's doing it.
I like this. This is great stuff.
And it looks like from the menu that they gave you, there's a lot of there's something called sushi on the menu, which none of you guys have tasted, but Yao Jing probably. There's a lot.
Racist.
Sorry.
Racist.
No, I don't think he's laughing at that.
I was laughing at
The water boy, yeah. There's a lot of
some high quality H2O.
not replay. Is the music playing for you guys?
No.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
probably just
I can
the
still
end
loop.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what are you guys gonna order? It looks like you can kind of create your own dishes. Where you first, you order your base if you want noodles or rice, and then you order the kind of meat you want, as well as a vegetable. And there's sushi you can order on the side. The prices here seem a little bit more expensive than Torque's.
What?
Well, we do have at least 50 gold from last time, so.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh, I used 5 of that.
Vajjya looks at Rinder, and she looks at the menu, and she says, "I think they have water for you here."
Yeah, he actually lets out a little chuckle.
Are you perhaps part of a monk order that practices what's it called?
Fasting?
Yeah, well, I mean the opposite of what's it called? Oh my god, I know what it's supposed to be.
Well, you're thinking of that. Are you guys
temperance is what I'm talking about.
Are you guys ordering food here then?
No.
Okay, Rinder, you get a water.
What? Oh, no, I was answering.
Except the water here is served in a little jug in these really, really small little bowl-like cups.
Sake!
He was gonna order food, but okay.
Oh, you were? I thought you said no.
No, he said no to me.
Oh, okay, sorry. So what are you guys ordering? Looks like noodles and rice are the same. It looks like a dish here is going to cost you guys 7 gold apiece.
Fuck.
So we have.
Vajjya looks into her gold pouch, and her lower lip starts to quiver.
Yeah, the sushi is a lot cheaper. You guys can get a small sized dish of sushi.
I kind of I'll have a small thing of sushi and whatever the most popular meal is right now.
Vajjya will have a small meal of sushi too.
Okay.
I kind of look over
Because she wouldn't have been able to afford the other stuff.
I look kind of you don't have
No, we're just sampling the dishes to see which place is the most worthy of our endeavors.
As you say that, the woman who's been cooking everything kind of stumbles a little, and the bit of rice that she was tossing out of the ladle into the bowl goes flying and splats on one of the walls nearby, and she goes, "Oh no, not again!" And she turns to you all and says, "I'm so sorry. I just overheard what you were saying, and my name is Takahata Dori. I run Honorable Tastes. My father used to run this kitchen, but he's no longer with us. So I now run the kitchen." And she chuckles a little at that.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you too. So I'm guessing then you know how the contest works, right?
No?
Well, we have to create a unique dish, meaning that every cook is going to have to go out into the wilderness and find fresh ingredients, meaning that you all look pretty tough, so you're definitely capable of helping us if you want, get those ingredients.
I mean, is all you do cook? You don't, like...
Not most of us cooks don't. Some do. I'm pretty sure Kestel kills everything that he cooks with his bare hands. But I could not imagine a Manuel even coming near the woods. He has to for the competition, but yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the other places?
I'm a little busy right now, but if you let me finish cooking your meals, I'll
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. And eventually you guys get your small plate of sushi, you get like your rice and your noodles, whatever. And each dish is served with a jug of some sort of clear liquid and a little like small bowl cup.
I thought you said a small bowl cut. I was like, ew.
So are you guys gonna be drinking out of this jug?
I will ask her what it is first.
It's sake. It's a sort of alcoholic drink. It's not really high in alcohol content though, so a few glasses won't get you drunk, but it goes really well with the sushi.
I'll pass, but someone else can partake of my sake.
Vajjya looks at the your jug and her own jug, and she kind of she's seriously considering it.
No.
I kind of look at her like, you're just having sushi. Why don't you have what's good with it? And I hand her my jug of sake.
Her face brights up.
All right, so Vajjya is getting fucking slammed. Roll me a Constitution save as you work your way through those 2 jugs of sake.
Oh man.
Yeah, you hold your liquor really well in those 2 jugs. Like she said, the sake isn't very high in alcohol content, so you feel pretty good. Like you feel
this is nothing. I used to drink with the soldiers in the fields.
Rinder, are you guys having any sake?
No.
Rinder tries it just a little bit.
Yep. You don't even need to con save it the little bit you had, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's a weird taste. It's not like the ale that you're used to, but it's not awful. And eating, Takahata kind of like goes out, like eventually takes off her apron, and she's very like adept at the kind of tricks she does too. Like she tosses knives around. You can see that sometimes she sets the grill that she's got on fire. She's really skilled. She does make a few mistakes, and one time you guys saw that she lit her like she has her hair tied up in a little band, and at one point that got lit on fire, but she quickly put it out. And she sits down with you all like at a side table thing and says, all right, so how can I help you?
Tell us what you think about the other restaurants here.
Well, nobody likes Chunky Charles. We'll start with that.
I understand why. I don't like Chunky Charles either.
Our comrade got a first-hand taste of that.
Yeah, but there's no denying that he's really successful.
Zarus looks out the window, cringes.
Oh, you must have eaten the mystery chunks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us know what that is, but we're pretty certain it's not actually meat.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Torque is a pretty good guy as well. He's a really skilled cook, and he has a team of cooks that work with him now. He's got the distinct advantage. Kestel is an acquired taste, and it's unlikely he'll win because of that. Manuel, well, He actually cooks some pretty good food, but he price gouges everyone, and essentially only the richest of people can afford his food. So he only caters to nobles and the like. And you've seen us. We provide, kind of a taste that's like what we had back home in the South.
Well, I kind of look around. Is there like many other cooks, or was it really just like her and like 2 other people?
There's like a few. It's not a hell, like she doesn't have a hell of a lot of cooks. It looks like that there's 2 of those big square tables.
Okay.
Okay. I say we thank her for her time, and then we're gonna go out and we're gonna strategize for what we're gonna do next.
Okay.
Before I leave, I thank her for the meal. And I'm like, I'm sure your father was a really great cook, and you have a lot of talent, and I'm sure later down the line you're gonna be a great cook.
I mean,
if
I hope
her hands are free, we're just gonna grab her hands and she's gonna say, "I am sure that your father is very proud of you."